Skinny Hardaway Southern T, back with another EP. What's good, y'all? I'm feeling a tad bit better. I'm about to get my camera up pretty soon, but we here for a good time and a long time today, y'all. We here for a good time and a long time. Today I'm here with a bit of some good news. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, my spirits been kind of down lately, a bit with the Errol-Bud thing. I kind of been feeling like we ain't gonna get it. Steven Espinoza actually spoke a little bit about that himself. Steven Espinoza was being interviewed. You know what I mean? Steven Espinoza said a lot of shit that I wanted to hear. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let y'all hear it out his mouth, so y'all know that this ain't no, ain't no cap. But he basically, he said that he remains optimistic about Errol-Bud happening. He said he feels that he's more than 50% confident that Errol-Bud will happen. And he also said that he is working towards Tank and Ryan Garcia towards the end of the year. Now he said Tank and Ryan Garcia fight has a little more obstacles in the way, right, than Errol-Bud, which is a good thing, right? Because he said Garcia and Tank has more obstacles than Errol-Bud, right? So I thought that was good. But he basically, he just gave confirmation that both of these fights are fights that he is, currently trying to get done. He said he's more than 50% sure that Errol-Bud will happen this year. It's just a couple things that they gotta wait on. And I'm gonna break it down. As he go through it because I want y'all to hear him. I want y'all to hear, I want y'all to hear what I said. I want y'all to hear what I heard. You know what I mean? Exactly what I heard. And I'm gonna start it, I'm gonna stop it, and everything for us to get out, for us to really get a good sound bite going so we can really break it down. But I want y'all to listen to it, and I want y'all to see, if y'all heard the same things that I heard. I'm about to get my camera up, soon. About to roll us one, and we go get right into the goddamn, interview breakdown. We here for a good and a long time. You know what I mean? Today, I had a couple of my videos, like 5 or 6 of my videos. They can't even I can't even monetize them. You know what I mean? Last week, so I basically worked all last week for free. On top of having to slow down, at the beginning of the week, because I got injured. You know what I mean? God damn it. You know what I mean? So I'm really like 2 weeks behind right now with my boxing work and everything. So this week on, I'm back on my grind. I'm back on the thing like I never left. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pay for it. At the end of the month. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go and get it back right. I'm gonna go and get it back right now before I get too far off. You know what I mean? But I apologize, for that last week. We'll never have another week like that again. And your boy is back. Your boy here to hit y'all with the info and hit y'all with that good boxing talk. I'm almost done sharing this thing right now. And then we soon about to get this thing up and get this thing going, But Espinoza, just confirmed that, that this fight is still, in the works. I ain't gonna lie. I personally been feeling, a little down about it, a little off about it, that it might not have happened. But Espinoza, he coming, he speaking that. He coming and he speaking that good talk. But I'm gonna play the audio for you guys. Matter of fact, I could use my Twitter right here. I could go straight to it from here because I put it in my bookmarks. Hold on, matter of fact, y'all, I could use my Twitter right here, let y'all hear it. We could go straight from here. Wow. David Benavidez had Amigos meat across his butt. We got to get into, I think it's about 6 minutes in the interview. I think it's about 6 minutes in. We go get to it, let y'all hear the questions. I think it's about 6 minutes in.
Policies, but largely it's sort of like, in-person events to the extent that they're not absolutely necessary. And so the reality, I get it, but I think once we explained, what the real reason was, it wasn't a slight to Adrian. Those are 3 action, aggressive fighters. There won't be a boring fight on television.
This is the Showtime boxing I grew up with, so I'm very happy Not everything needs to be a world title fight to be significant, and this is the kind of fight that I appreciate getting as part of my Showtime members.
Venezuela, Adrian, I think he understood it better.
There you go. Fights you're looking forward to most as we kind of get towards the end of the summer and kind of approach the fall. What's on your agenda?
Well, look, there's the two that everyone asks us about all the time. There's obviously Spence Crawford, which I'm still optimistic about. I know there's been some negative stuff coming out lately, but no one's given.
This is what I like. What I heard he said he asked them which fights are you most interested in seeing this year. He said Spence, Bud, and Tank and Garcia. He said there's been a lot of news coming that the fights might not happen lately, but he's remaining optimistic, and he's the one that's making the deal. Now, understand, listen to him when he talk. He said he's remaining optimistic. What is he remaining optimistic for when he's making the deal? Because it's something that's out of his control as well. It ain't a money situation. It ain't no money situation here. It ain't no money situation there. It's Bud and that Daniel Callahan thing. But listen close to him. I'm finna play it back for y'all.
Been up at this point, and I'd still think I'd say there's a better than 50-50 chance that we get it this year. Ryan and Tank, ongoing discussions, still very early in that process, and so look, there's some significant obstacles there, but again, Tank and Ryan both want the fight very badly, and then looking forward,
check them out.
What's on
play
your
it again?
Well, look, what the real reason was. It wasn't a slight to Adrian. I think he understood it better.
There you go. Fights you're looking forward to most as we kind of get towards the end of the summer and kind of approach the fall. What's on your agenda?
Well, look, there's the two that everyone asks us about all the time. There's obviously Spence Crawford, which I'm still optimistic about. I know there's been some negative stuff coming out lately, but no one's given up at this point.
Listen to what he's saying. Y'all want to try to hear him out now. He said the one he's remaining most optimistic about is Spence Crawford. He know that there has been some negative stuff to come out lately. What negative stuff has come out lately? Talks that it's not going to happen. He can't even really say exactly what it is. He can't even really tell you exactly, the stuff that's been coming out because they keeping everything, such under, tight works. You know what I mean? But I just stopped it on the Earl and the Bud conversation. He about to speak a little bit on the Tank and Ryan thing and how he trying to make that happen. I'm good, y'all.
And I still think
I'm good, y'all.
Better than 50-50.
Still a little stiffness, but I'm cool.
Ryan and Tank, ongoing discussions.
What the fuck? See, Ryan and Tank ongoing discussions. You hear them? I'm gonna play the Earl piece first, then I'm gonna let it roll.
There you go. Fights you're looking forward to most as we kind of get towards the end of the summer and kind of approach the fall. What's on your agenda?
Well, look, there's the two that everyone asks us about all the time. There's obviously Spence Crawford, which I'm still optimistic about. I know there's some.
The first thing he said was the one everybody asks about, Spence Crawford. I'm still optimistic about. Now he about to say, I know there's been some bad, stuff coming out lately about the fight. The bad stuff is the fight not gonna happen because of MTK Global. Listen.
Been some negative stuff coming out lately, but no one's given up at this point, and I'd still.
He said there's been some negative stuff come out lately, but then he said he's about to say I'm optimistic, and he said no one has given up. You know what I mean? Do that sound like a money issue? You know what I mean? He said there's been some negative stuff that come up lately. He didn't say well, Bud Crawford pricing himself out. He didn't say well it's a 50-50 thing. He didn't say well Bud Crawford need to take less money. He straight up said there's been some negative stuff that come up lately, but I'm still optimistic. What is that negative stuff, y'all? But this fight is still being made.
I think I'd say there's a better than 50-50 chance that we get it this year.
He said I will say that there's a better than 50-50 chance that we get it this year. You know what I mean? So he just said that there's a better than 50% chance, that we get it this year. He's saying the reason that he can't really give you an exact pinpoint or nothing like that is because even the stuff that we waiting on, the news that we waiting on, the information that we waiting on, it's above his head as well. You know what I mean? He can't even really say what the real problem is. But I'm finna let him continue on until that Tank fight. There you go, Ghost. And we gonna talk about it, Ghost, because I'm finna bring the screen up. Now, he finna continue on to the Tank and Ryan fight. I want y'all to listen to him to hear what he said about Tank and Ryan.
Ryan and Tank, ongoing discussions, still very early in that process.
He said Ryan and Tank, he said ongoing discussions. You know what I mean? So they are in negotiations. You just heard it here. We don't gotta wonder no more. We don't gotta question. You know what I mean? They are in negotiations. You just heard it here, right? You just heard Steven Espinoza say. You just heard Steven Espinoza say that he's optimistic about Errol-Bud. You know what I mean? And we go talk about it. My guy Ghost just said a little something. We go talk about it as soon as he finished the interview. But listen to him. He said Tank and Ryan are negotiating. They're in the beginning stages of it. So I'm gonna continue to let it play.
Process. And so, look, there's some significant obstacles there, but again, Tank and Ryan both want the fight very badly. And then looking forward,
you know what I mean? So that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? He mentioned that Benavidez, got a fight coming up. He didn't say who. He said that Benavidez possibly does have a fight coming up, But y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it from y'all. Y'all heard it with y'all own ears. Y'all heard what the man. Y'all heard what the man had to say. You know what I mean? Y'all heard what the man had to say about it. You know what I mean? Type deal. So from Espinoza, right? From Steven Espinoza, from listening to Steven Espinoza, if we taking Steven Espinoza word from it, right? We should be, it's a more than 50% chance that Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, you know what I mean, will happen. When he was talking about, there being, I'm gonna put what my guy Go said up here on the screen real quick. My guy Go said that negative stuff is that lying ass weasel hiding the truth. Bud shook hands with the devil and thought that he wouldn't get burnt. You know what I mean? People, I'm noticing right now, the 50-50 talks are starting to come back up. The money ain't right talks are starting to come back up. The price ain't right talks, are starting to come back up and all that. And I told y'all this on Southern T, I don't know, if you heard it anywhere else, but no, I'm gonna keep saying it. I really get tired of talking about Errol-Bud, you know what I mean? But when stuff like this happen, I feel like it's my need. I feel like it's my duty, to put stuff like this out, to put, the audio or stuff like this out to let people know, to let people hear where the updates and everything, are coming from. I had went and found this interview. This is a recent interview. This interview happened every bit of 3 days ago. You know what I mean? Happened every bit of about 3 days ago. You know what I mean? So this is the latest news in the Errol-Bud situation. Basically what he said was the same thing, that I had been saying. Espinoza really can't. Y'all noticing? Espinoza really can't tell you exactly what's the holdup. But Crawford can't tell you exactly what's the holdup. And y'all wonder why these people can't tell you exactly what's the holdup. Now you got all the rumor mills and you got the rumor people yelling out, money, and mostly it's just Bud side, saying it's money and percentages, and he got to get this and he got to get that. But true enough, it truly has nothing to do with a percentage. It has nothing to do with a Bud being scared. It has nothing to do with a motherfucking Earl being scared. It has everything to do with the thing that people can't speak on. It's the thing that that the people can't speak on, and that I sound crazy speaking about, and that people want to call me, Mr. Conspiracy Guy for speaking about. You know what I mean? And it's that Deli Canyon hand situation. You know what I mean? My guy Nitty G was good. PJ's big dog. He said that line Ryan versus Tank ain't happening. Optimistic about it. We on wait and see. Steven said that they're in negotiations, so we on wait and see with that. We on wait and see with it, man. I'm not getting overly excited about, none of these fights until they actually happen. Nitty G said Crawford fans need to keep the same gangster energy they had for him 4 years ago. Talking about the money don't matter. EJ's a businessman now. Look at what they're doing. You know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. But it's not the money needed. I'm telling you, needy. It's not the money needed. It's not the money. Money ain't the problem here. Money ain't the issue here. Money is the thing that people, are going to throw out there. Money is what they're going to try to cover up the real issue with. Money in this fight. What I use, my brother T, got to finish up this content. Really, for sure, A1. Money is what they using as the cover up in this situation for the real cover up because nobody can really say what the real problem is. If my brother Ghost is still here, my brother Ghost just hit the nail on the head what the real problem is, and I told you what the real problem is too. And you know what I mean. But what I'm right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get everybody to peep the move. I'm about to tell y'all to play. I'm about to tell y'all to move of what's really going to happen and what's really going down. Now, true enough, turns Bud Crawford. Hold on. Now, right, true enough, right, turns Bud Crawford does want this fight. True enough, turns Bud Crawford, you know, isn't scared of Earl. Turns Bud Crawford, ain't doing no ducking. And neither is Errol Spence. You know what I mean? True enough, neither guy is ducking in this fight. But what's going on right now is that Terrence Crawford may not be able to follow through with this fight because of his ties, with Daniel Callahan, depending on if his ties was a business tie or depending on if his ties, was just straight boxing. If his ties was straight, if his ties was straight boxing, then he'll be all right. And in the end, he'll come out of this, he'll come out of the end of this unscathed, and we will get that fight. You know what I mean? If you do have ties with Daniel Callahan, you know what I mean? We can get that fight. You know what I mean? What the fans and what the people are doing now, right, is they're creating a reasonable excuse. They're creating a reasonable excuse as to why Terrence Crawford can't fight. We can't say that. Nobody can come out and say, which is why everybody being so tight-lipped about this fight, right? Nobody can come out and say, well, Terrence Crawford is under, Terrence Crawford is part of that investigation that ESPN and Bob Arum and Derek Killingham and all them got. We can't come out and say that part. So what's going to be pushed is that, it's a money issue. You know what I mean? It's a 50-50. It's a contract issue. That's the narrative that's going to be pushed to cover up the real reason. The lie being pushed is that it's the money. It's 50-50 when it's not. If you really pay attention to the situation, Terrence Crawford already told you it wasn't a percentage thing. Terrence Crawford already told you it wasn't a location thing. Terrence Crawford already told you Errol Spence ain't ducking him. Terrence Crawford already told you he ain't ducking Errol Spence. Terrence Crawford already told you he ain't ducking Errol Spence. You know what I mean? He told you Errol Spence ain't ducking him. You know what I mean? Type deal. But the real problem here is unspoken. The real problem here is the unspoken truth. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy, whether you here for a good time or a long time. Whether it's your first time, if you could not make it your last time. I need y'all to smash that like button for your boy and subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? The narrative right now being pushed is that it's a money issue because they really can't tell you, the real deal as to what's going on. Right now, the bid is being laid. Right now, the bid is being laid. You know what I mean? Espinoza and the PBC side is laying the bid, for a fight to happen. And also, they're laying the bid for a backup fight, which is why you keep hearing Keith Thurman name popping up all of a sudden. And if you really was paying attention to Southern T, already that PBC was already trying to throw Keith Thurman, in his mix earlier this year. But Errol Spence has said on multiple of occasions that I'm not fighting Errol Spence no matter what. You know what I mean? He said the answer is still no. Errol Spence put out a tweet not too long ago about the Keith Thurman situation. He said the answer is still no. Why y'all think they keep trying to put Earl Spence on Bud? You know what I mean? But now what the Bud side going to do and what the Bud fans going to do, right? The Bud side is going to say, well, look, Earl ducks him because he's trying to fight Keith Thurman and not Bud. You know what I mean? When really what the Bud side is doing is the Bud side does want the fight, but possibly they may not be able to get the fight because of a legal situation. But they can't verbally come out and tell you that they're in a legal situation. So what they're going to do is they're going to tell you that the money wasn't there. They're going to go back to that, that 50-50 thing, that 50-50 shit. They're going to go back to the 50-50 thing, you know what I mean? But in actuality, they can't tell you the real truth, which is why they being so secretive, with the information. That's why Stephen Espinoza has to be so careful in what he say, because he really can't truly tell you the real reason that's holding up this fight. You see, he said there's been some negative stuff that come up lately. You see, he said, he's saying that he's optimistic that the fight will happen. He didn't say Bud Crawford wanted too much money or nothing like that. You know what I mean? He just said, there's been a problem, that has come up, but I'm still optimistic that shit happen. What's good? What's good, Mr. Sheds? Yeah, I'm all right, Mr. Sheds. Appreciate you sliding through. I'm doing all right, Mr. Sheds. You know what I mean? I'm going to play it one more time. I want us, since people like, do the undertones and all that shit, I want y'all to listen to the undertones of what Stephen Espinoza is saying. Listen to the Espinoza. Listen to the undertone of what Stephen Espinoza is saying.
I believe we did the same thing on the Charlo fight.
Yeah.
Originally. So the reality, I get it, but I think once we explain.
Okay, look, Skills. No, this what it is, Skills, right? Stephen Espinoza in the PBC, Bud can fight certain people, right? Bud can fight certain people. Like Bud can fight Josh Taylor, for the WBO mandatory, right? Or Bud can fight, Bud can fight certain people. It's just that Stephen Espinoza and the PBC are not going to do business with somebody who's under investigation. Stephen Espinoza and them not going to do business under there because it could get them tied up in other shit. You know what I mean? So it's not that Bud, can't fight nobody else. It's that Bud probably can't leave the country, you know what I mean, to fight nobody else. And it's that PBC and Stephen Espinoza them don't want to get involved or tied up in nothing dealing with Daniel Killihan. You know what I mean? Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button. What's good? I'm feeling cool, zone. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy, whether you're here for a good time or a long time. If it's your first time, if you could, not make it your last time. If you could, smash that. Hold on. If you could, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. My bad. You just start promoting versus Boost already. But I want y'all to listen to the undertone. I'm Southern T. I'm here to set the record straight, man. I'm here to get everybody straight, to keep everybody on board, that everybody know the real, that everybody know the truth. Don't listen to no narrative or don't listen to the narratives or don't listen to the lies or the cover-ups. You know what I mean? Y'all notice ESPN never said that Tyson Fury can't come back over here. Why wouldn't ESPN mention their biggest fighter not being able to come back over to America? It's because ESPN is tied up in it too, because they deal with Top Rank, and Top Rank fucked up, and now Top Rank done fucked up ESPN, and now ESPN is under Disney. So now everybody in some deep doo doo. So they all go keep it under wraps, so this shit don't blow up. But I want y'all to listen to the undertone of Steven Espinoza when he talking about. He said, so Tank Crawford decides to do business with a cat that has a $5 million bounty on his head, and that connection could ruin the biggest fight in boxing. And the Bud Justice League still blames EJ. Basically needed. He said, we don't care why. We only want an announcement. Skills, I'm like, it's a hold up. Like the hold up is bigger. The hold up is bigger than us right now. Skills. The hold up is bigger than us right now. Skills. Listen to him. I want y'all to listen to the undertones of him, right?
I believe we did the same thing on the Charlo fight.
Yeah.
Originally. So the reality, I get it, but I think once we explained, what the real reason was, it wasn't a slight to Adrian. I think he understood it better.
There you go. Fights you're looking forward to most as we kind of get towards the end of the summer and kind of approach the fall. What's on your agenda?
Well, look, there's the two that everyone asks us about all the time. There's obviously Spence Crawford, which I'm still optimistic about. I know there's been some negative stuff coming out lately.
Listen to it.
But I'm no one's giving up.
Listen to him, y'all. He said the biggest one that everyone been asking about, I'm optimistic about it, is Spence Crawford. He said, I know there's been some negative stuff coming out lately. What's the negative stuff, y'all? Real quick, I want to stop it right there. What's the negative stuff, y'all? What negative stuff is he talking about? What negative stuff has been coming out? Real quick, y'all. I'm asking a real question to my people here. I got, 6 people in the building. What's the negative stuff, y'all? What negative stuff is he talking about? What negative stuff is he referring to right now? What negative stuff is he referring to? Like, what negative stuff have y'all been hearing about this fight? The reason that it ain't happening. Like, what's the negative stuff? What negative stuff has been coming? He said there's been a lot of negative stuff coming out, but I'm still optimistic. You know what I mean? He said nobody here has given up on it. Nobody here has given up on it. Just listen to the man. I'm gonna start it over again.
But I think once we explained, what the real reason was, it wasn't a slight to Adrian. I think he understood it better.
There you go. Fights you're looking forward to most as we kind of get towards the end of the summer and kind of approach the fall. What's on your agenda?
Well, look, there's the two that everyone asks us about all the time. There's obviously Spence Crawford, which I'm still optimistic about. I know there's been some negative stuff coming out lately, but I'm no one's given up at this point. And I still think I'd say there's a better than 50-50 chance that we get it this year. Ryan and Tank, ongoing discussion.
Is that this year I learned so much. I learned about percentage so much. I feel like I'm a mathematical genius. The Bud Justice League will still blame EJ, even though Tank Crawford did business with a dude who had a $5 million bounty on his head. He said, we're not getting this shit until one of these guys most likely suffers from a defeat already. Skills. I'm telling y'all, skills. I know skills. That's not the problem no more, skills. Skills. Nobody is afraid, skills. Nobody holding up time. Nobody kicking bullshit right now, skills. I'm telling you, well, Team Bud kicking bullshit. But I'm telling you why they kicking bullshit. They ain't kicking bullshit because they're afraid. They're kicking bullshit because it's some deeper shit going on right now. It's some real life shit going on right now. That's why they kicking bullshit. It's some real life shit going on. That's why they kicking you that bullshit. Don't we getting, like, I'm telling y'all, like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. depending on how long this shit take. What's good, Cassandra? Appreciate you sliding through this junk, Cassandra. Glad you can make it. Depending on how long that shit take for Earl and Bud, you know what I mean? For depending on how long it take for them to figure out exactly, who been working with Callahan and all that shit. PBC not working with them people until that shit get figured out. Until they get a word that that side is in the clear. PBC not working with Bud Crawford and them. And it's not even Bud Crawford, y'all. It's Team Crawford. I'm trying to tell you, man, like PBC not working with that man if that man, or his team, got their hands tied in with Callahan in any kind of way. They not gonna get involved with it. Right now, y'all, they want to PBC side, the PBC side, right? Espinoza and them, they got the day ready. They got the Earl ready. Everything ready. Everything could go. They got the date. They got the venue. They got everything. They got everything that you need to make a fight happen. You know what I mean? What's good, Cassandra? Bud Crawford not afraid. You know what I mean? It ain't got nothing to do with no money. I'm trying not to say too fucking much. It ain't got nothing to do with no money. It ain't got nothing to do with no split. It ain't got nothing to do with no venue. Ain't got nothing to do with none of that shit, y'all. I'm telling you. Y'all see what I'm doing now? What y'all see what I'm doing now? Blowing smoke. Everything you heard right now is everybody blowing smoke. Everything you heard right now, bro, is everybody blowing smoke. Skills. I ain't even finna lie to y'all, bro. I ain't even finna lie to y'all, bro. Because they don't pay me enough to lie to y'all, bro. It ain't happening right now because they not dealing. That's what I'm trying to. They not dealing with Bud. They not dealing with him if he tied into Daniel Callahan. They not dealing with it. It ain't the money nowhere. It ain't no money. It ain't no percent. Ain't nobody scared. And nobody nothing. It ain't none of that shit. They got to see your bro ass is in the clear. But from the PBC side, they all on board. They all on go. They got they go keep pushing it back. They go give Errol Spence what he want. Errol Spence wants this fight. They go give Errol Spence what he want. Errol Spence is sitting waiting on this fight. Errol Spence ain't gonna move until he can get this fight. We got to the end of this year to get this fight. If Errol could get this fight at the beginning of next year, he'll get this fight. Errol Spence want this undisputed fight. He do want this shit. He want this shit bad. You know what I mean? His side, they waiting. You see, Espinoza is saying, I'm optimistic. You know what I mean? He ain't saying nothing about no splits or no shit like that. He was saying something about splits earlier, right at the beginning of this year in February before Earl was fighting this shit. He ain't saying nothing about it. G Fizzle was good. Fine. Appreciate you sliding through this jump. Fine. Glad you could make it, pimp. Glad you could make it. Espinoza ain't talking about no splits no more. Espinoza ain't talking about, he won't Floyd Mayweather money no more. All that shit is hashed out. That shit was hashed out when you heard Bud Crawford say, that shit was hashed out. You want me to tell y'all when this fight was really done? When Bud really decided that he wanted this fight, as soon as he left Top Rank, right? But you want me to tell you when the fight really was done? When you heard Bud say, man, this fight gonna happen. This fight gonna happen. The fight gonna happen. Man, ain't nobody ducking nobody. Earl ain't scared. You know what I mean? 60-40 never was a problem. Y'all said 60-40 was a problem. We never said that. Me and Earl don't got no beef. I talk to Earl all the time. I got his number. I just talked to him. It's y'all fault. It's the fans' fault for keeping up this beef going. That's when the fight was done. The fight was done then. You know what I mean? As far as the boxers and the fighters and shit go, the fight was done then. As far as the fighters go, when Bud said, "I ain't signing shit until Earl name get on the paper." After Ugas and Earl, that fight was done. That fight was done. What we waiting on now, that fight was done as far as the fighters and shit go. What we waiting on now is for Bud side to say that they in the clear so they can do business with Earl side and the PBC. Because Espinoza not chancing. Espinoza not working with DK. That's why Espinoza don't work with Eddie Hearn. Espinoza not working with nobody who they halfway think is a criminal. Don't let nobody tell you nothing else than what it is, man. Listen to motherfucking Steven Espinoza when it come to this shit. You know what I mean? Because what he's leaving you a blank. He telling you without telling you. He always leaving the blank there. You know what I mean? He leaving the blank there for a reason. Listen to him. Just listen to him.
It wasn't a slight to Adrian. I think he understood it better.
There you go. Fights you're looking forward to most as we kind of get towards the end of the summer and kind of approach the fall. What's on your agenda?
Well, look, there's two that everyone asks us about all the time. There's obviously James Crawford, which I'm still optimistic about. I know there's some.
Listen to this shit, right? The first thing he said was he's still optimistic about it, right? If he's the one making the fight, he on Earl Spence side. The fight go be on Showtime, right? If he the one, I got it. If Espinoza working on the PBC side, what the hell? Why is he optimistic and he the one with the building? He the one with the money. He the one with the fighter invested. He the one putting on the fight. Why the fuck is he saying he optimistic? He supposed to be telling us a date and time and all that shit, right? Listen to him. Why is he talking like that? Why is he talking about he optimistic and he the one putting the fight on? And then listen to the very next thing he say.
Some negative stuff coming out lately, but I'm no one's given up at this point.
He said, I know there's been some negative stuff coming out lately, but nobody has given up at this point. What is he talking about? What negative stuff? What is that man alluding to, y'all? Why is the man with the building? Why is the man with the date? Why is the man making the fight optimistic? What negative stuff is he talking about? And he said nobody on this side has given up. Nobody has given up on the fight. What are we waiting on? But listen to him.
And I still think I'd say there's a better than 50-50 chance that we get it this year. Ryan and Tank,
he said he feel like there's a better than 50-50 chance that we get it this year. You know what I mean? Now that's the man with all the information right there. That's the man with all the information right there. You know what I mean? He telling you that, yeah, he telling you it's out of his hands. He telling you it's out of his hands. And then when they asked Bud Crawford, what'd he say? What Bud Crawford say? Well, yeah, it's still, a few things that we working out. You know what I mean? He ain't say money issue. He ain't say what it was. He said it's still a few things that we working out. Why is everybody all secretive all of a sudden? Why did Bud Crawford want them to not negotiate in the public anyway? why did he want them to, keep it on the low anyway? You know what I mean? I know you don't do business in public, right? True, but she when he said he wanted to call out Manny Pacquiao, we heard that in public. You know what I mean? Type shit. When Bo Mac said that the money wasn't right in the contract, we heard that in public. You know what I mean? Why everybody getting all hush and quiet all of a sudden? Why everybody need everything to be so quiet? Why everything got to be on the low all of a sudden? You got Earl Spence saying, "Well, man, if it ain't happening, it ain't my fault." You know what I mean? And everybody thinking he talking about Bud being scared. If it don't happen, then it ain't my fault. Man, dog, it's so much shit here going on. You know what I mean? My guy Skill said PBC is doing every league long to up and up. Why even care about Daniel Z? PBC doesn't have lawyers to lead it, protect him, and still not at him. Now they don't want to do business with with their side. They don't want to make. They don't want to do. Bob Arum is under investigation. Bob Arum is under investigation for meeting with them for Tyson Fury fights. Right now, you know what I mean. He under Bob Arum is under Top Rank is under investigation for meeting up with Devin Kenyahan for fights in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? Not even just Tyson Fury fights, multiple fights in Las Vegas. I say Tyson Fury fights because I want motherfuckers to know that he's associated with the fights. But Top Rank under investigation for meeting with Callahan about multiple fights. Bud under, Bud is gonna fall in the investigation line because Bud signed with GSC Global, which turned out to be a little sister company of MTK Global. MTK Global is Daniel Callahan shit, which closed down on their own when they started putting their heat on them. Actually, before he even got on them, they closed down. You know what I mean? But Bud was signed to GSE Global, which is MTK Global, little brother, little sister. PBC ain't trying to do, no business with nobody that's tied up in that shit because they don't want no parts of it. They. But if they know about it, right, they know what's going on. Espinoza know what's going on. You know what I mean? Espinoza them know what's going on. Type shit. That's why he keep, saying this negative stuff. You know what I mean? When it was the money, he was saying it was the money. He ain't saying it's the money no more. Now it's just this mystery thing that nobody knows. What is it? It's just this mystery thing that nobody knows about. Be real with you, I'm personally, really what we waiting on to see is Errol-Bud gonna happen is, bro, some legal. It's some legal shit. It's some legal shit. You know what I mean going on. There's some legal shit going on. All right, okay. So my thing is this, right? So my thing is this, y'all. No matter what we think it is, my brother Skills think is what I don't know. I don't know what Skills think. Okay, I think it's Daniel Callahan situation, right? You got a side who think it's the PBC that won't pay Bud, right? And then you got another side who think is Bud don't want to fight, right? So one of us right. Either it's Daniel Callahan, either it's the PBC being difficult in negotiations, or it's Bud don't want to fight. You know what I mean? So in this case, right, let's say we don't get the fight. Let's say the fight don't happen. He said it's more than a 50% chance, right? He ain't really put an exact number on it, but he said more than 50-50, so more than 50, right? So let's say it's a 60% chance this fight happens, right? So that means a whole 40% chance this fight don't happen. So let's say the fight don't happen, right? Then what? What's the reason? What's the right reason? What would be the right reason, right? Who go be right? Who go be right? You know what I mean? Let's say I'm gonna give you, because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna give you a scenario that's probably going to happen, right? Earl probably go either move up and then Jamel go move up, right? You know what I mean? Earl probably go have one more fight. It's either gonna be a fight at 54. You know what I mean? Could be Danny. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a fight at 154. You know what I mean? Type shit. What Bud Crawford go do is he probably go end up fighting Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? He probably end up fighting Josh Taylor in the UK or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Because they don't care about taking their risks to do business with Bud over there in the UK. Josh Taylor, because Josh Taylor was also signed to MTK Global, right? So Errol Spence probably gonna have a fight at 154. He gonna vacate the belts, and this gonna start the ring around the rosy at 147. Errol Spence gonna go up to 54. He gonna fight for one of those vacant belts. Fundora go get a vacant belt. Uh, Keith Thurman, you know what I mean, probably go get a vacant belt. You know what I mean? And then we go have the round robin at 154. Bud probably go fight Josh Taylor. Errol go move up to 154. At 147, we go get hella fights out of this. So let's just say all this shit happened. Who's to blame for it? Who you think gonna get blamed for it? Who gets blamed for it? What's the right reason? What would be the correct thing to happen? Did the PBC not want to pay Bud? Did Bud just not want to fight? You know what I mean? Or is it Daniel Killahan situation? You know what I mean? I guarantee you this. Right? If that fight don't happen, I guarantee you Bud them side don't say a motherfucking word. Because I bet you Bud don't say a motherfucking word. Because Bud don't want Errol Spence to come out with the fucking truth. You know what I mean? Because Errol Spence gonna say the truth. You know what I mean? I bet you he don't. He never say his Earl side. He already laid the foundation and told y'all that it wasn't Earl. You know what I mean? He already laid the foundation and told y'all that it wasn't Earl. You know what I mean? My thing is, now that's a real question. Like, what would be the right thing? Like, what's the answer that people go fly with? You know what I mean? What's gonna be the answer people fly with? Because guess what? ESPN them not even talking about this fight. Y'all notice that? ESPN, them major networks, they're not even talking about this fight. Why y'all think they ain't talking about this fight? Why y'all think they ain't giving this fight no play? This fight is big within the community, right? But why y'all think this fight don't get play on mainstream media? Why you think they don't, Cassandra? Why you think this fight don't get play on mainstream media? Because if it don't happen, they're gonna have to tell you the real reason that it ain't gonna happen. And the real reason that it ain't gonna happen has something to do with them being under investigation and they keeping their shit under wraps. They're not even speaking on this fight at all. They're not speaking on this fight at all. They was always, on hush about this shit. They're not speaking about this shit at all because they not speaking on Tyson Fury no more. They not speaking on this fight at all. You know what I mean? They not speaking on. They let Josh Taylor go. They let Tyson Fury go. Y'all think that shit a coincidence? I think that shit a coincidence. Nothing that got it. Nothing that has to do with MTK. Nothing that has to do with MTK gets spoken on. They act like that shit don't exist. It's an elephant in the room that nobody is speaking on. Literally, pun intended. It's an elephant in the room that nobody is speaking on, and literally nobody is speaking on it, and nobody's speaking on it for a reason. You know what I mean? But like when you get people on YouTube, who come out and who speak on it, who tell you, y'all look at us like we crazy. You know what I mean? I make these just to tell y'all, man, don't fall for the pump fake 52. You know what I mean? Because what's gonna happen is, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen is, right? If the fight don't happen, you know what I mean? Because I'm not overly confident that the fight, is going to happen. I'm not overly confident it's gonna happen because who knows what the fuck really going on with the whole situation with Killahan and shit like that. Who the fuck really knows? You know what I mean? Who the fuck really knows? But what's gonna happen if it don't happen? They just go bring up the same money talk. Oh, it was the 50-50. Oh, Earl didn't want to fight. Oh, Bud didn't want to fight. Bud was scared. Oh, man, Bud was scared. It just go bring the same. So going back in the circle, Team Bud, burning them already trying to do that. That's why they keep bringing up this 50-50 talk. That's why you hear all the Bud fans saying, he want 50-50, he want 50-50, he want 50-50. Nah, that man ain't say that. Bud ain't said shit since when that talk come back up. I don't want to hear that shit. Nah, it ain't that. That's not what it is. They trying to start the argument again. They trying to start the why the fight not happening argument again. And I'm not getting tied up into it. Because I'm telling y'all the real reason the fight ain't gonna happen. The fight ain't happening. What's good, Tay Tay? Appreciate you sliding through this, John. TWT in the bill. Let me drop the flames one time. I ain't drop flames for nobody else. I'm gonna drop the flames one time for TWT, the whole family. You know what I mean? I already see what they trying to do. You know, if the fight don't happen, they just go start up the bickering again and just gonna be arguing for another 2-3 years on why the fight didn't happen. No, no, it ain't the money. You see how quiet it got at first? You see how quiet it got at first? And now you got the buzz side push. Oh yeah, it's the money again. Now it ain't the money again. Stop trying to play the people. Stop trying to be the Riddler. Stop trying to be the Joker. You know what I mean? What's good, Edgar? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Edgar. Just in this thing, shooting the shits, man, shooting the shits. Yeah, you sliding through it. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Edgar. You know what I mean? I played I played the video of Steven Espinoza saying that he feel like it's more than a 50% chance that this fight gonna happen, right? You know what I mean? That's Steven Espinoza saying that, right? You know what I mean? But even still, Steven Espinoza don't really know, you know what I mean? He said more than 50. He ain't say 75%. He ain't say 80%. You know what I mean? He ain't say I feel good about it. He said I feel like it's more than a 50% chance. He said nobody on this side has given up on that fight yet. You know what I mean? All he said was his side got everything on lock. You know what I mean? He said I know there's been a lot of negative stuff being said lately. You know what I mean? But I'm still optimistic about it. It's basically what he said. You know what I mean? But he really well, my thing is, y'all, listen, if y'all believe that we people like me still the conspiracy guy, right? Y'all still believe we the conspiracy guy, right? Steven Espinoza don't know what's going on. Bud don't know what's going on. They verbally said this. Bud said we still got some stuff to work out. Steven Espinoza said, man, you know, we still optimistic. We believe this side, you know, want the fight to happen. You know what I mean? We believe it's gonna happen this year, type shit. Steven Espinoza don't know what's going on. Bud said we got something to work out. Errol Spence don't know what's going on. Errol Spence said if the fight don't happen, it ain't our fault. Y'all heard what I'm saying, bro? Why don't nobody know what's going on? But Bud said we just got some, you know, some stuff to work out. You gotta read him, bro. What, like, come on now. Don't know. Come on now. Why don't nobody know what's going on? And then we telling y'all, oh yeah, it's because of their Rico case that's going on, which is Mob Boss. And y'all think GSC Global ain't a real thing. Y'all think Bud really didn't sign to GSC Global. You know what I mean? They're foreign places. Y'all been seeing Bud go to Dubai and shit. You know what I mean? You been seeing Bud all over. See, you heard Radio Raheem? What Radio Raheem tell Bud? Y'all seen that conversation Radio Raheem and Bud had? He said, it was good, Bud. I see you over here. You over here as much as me. You know what I mean? Radio Raheem work for MTK Global right now. Well, I mean, here, MTK Global guy. What are you talking about? He said, what's good, boy? He said, you almost over here as much as me these days, huh? And then they kind of just laughed it off. You know what I mean? I pay attention to this shit, man. Now, all I'm saying is, if the fight don't happen, what reason are you gonna believe that the fight don't happen? Right? That's my question. I want to know what's the reason you think if it ain't gonna happen that it didn't happen? But you got Steven Espinoza saying that he's still working to make it happen. You know what I mean? You got Errol Spence saying that, you know, if it don't happen, it ain't my fault. You got Terrence Crawford saying that we still got a little something to work out. You know what I mean? Just Just in that right there, who took blame for the situation? Earl lost, Espinoza lost. Terrence Crawford said, "We still got a few things to work out." Who took blame for the situation? Terrence Crawford literally just came out some months ago and said, "Right now, Earl won't scared. 60-40 want the problem. I talk to Earl all the time. We ain't got no beef." You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford is, and then he blamed the fans for the reason the fight didn't happen. The man is out there. The truth is out there. You know what I mean? You just gotta wanna hear it. You gotta understand it. You know what I mean? You gotta understand it. The truth is out there. You just gotta understand it. It's a reason Espinoza don't know. It's a reason Earl don't know, and it's a reason Bud saying we got something to work out. You know what I mean? Type shit. What Bud got to work out? Is it the money? Did Bud Crawford say that it was a money issue? Did you hear Bud Crawford say it was a money issue? I could literally go show you footage of Bud Crawford saying it's not a money issue. I could literally go put up footage of Bud Crawford saying it's not a money issue. When did you hear Bud Crawford say it's a money issue? He never said it was 50-50. He did. He never said that. Bomac never said that. Bomac said, "I can't wait to get this contract signed." You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden, you know what I mean, Bernie. Somebody told me, I didn't even hear Bernie say. Somebody said Bernie said it's 50-50. You know what I mean? But Bud, when did you hear Bud say it was a money issue? I could literally let you hear Bud saying it ain't got nothing to do with the money. Literally let you hear him say that. So I did a certain T on it. You know what I mean? He was like, he had that Gucci hat on. He was like, well, we just, yeah, the fight gonna happen. We just, got a little something to work out. You know what I mean? He said he took blame for it right then and there. If you listen to him. Work out medical appointments. You want the entire floor of the spirit. Bro, my thing is, man, I'm gonna play with Stevie Espinoza said one more time. And my question to y'all is, why is the man that's making the fight so unsure? Just listen to him.
Adrian, I think he understood it better.
There you go. Fights you're looking forward to most as we kind of get towards the end of the summer and kind of approach the fall. What's on your agenda?
Well, look, there's the two that everyone asks us about all the time. There's obviously Spence Crawford, which I'm still optimistic about. I know there's been some negative stuff coming out lately, but I'm no one's given up at this point, and I still think I'd say there's a better than 50-50 chance that we get it this year. Ryan and Tank, ongoing discussions, still very early in that process. And so, look, there's some significant obstacles there, but, again, Tank and Ryan both want the fight very badly. And then looking forward.
You know what I mean? So, my thing is, he's saying he know there's been some negative things out there lately. My thing is, Espinoza heard what's going on. He heard the rumblings of people saying, "No, man, this shit ain't gonna happen. This shit ain't gonna happen." He heard it. Hey, man, this is Callahan. It's Callahan. You know what I mean? He probably even heard, that, it's their money talk or whatnot. But y'all see how they died down? That talk has died down a whole lot. That conversation of, money this, money that, money this, money that, it died down a whole lot. You know what I mean? A lot to do and tell to, because it's not a money issue. The issue now is that nobody knows what the fuck the issue is for some reason. And why normally do you not know? Why do you not know? They've been telling us everything else. They was telling us 60-40, 50-50 and all that shit. Why they ain't telling us what the issue is now? Why everybody talking in codes and talking cryptic and shit now? Why everybody's so optimistic and shit now? Because it's bigger than motherfucking boxing what's going on right now. If this shit ain't getting closer, we're at the 2-yard line. Not is better than 50-50 chance. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, look, I think we regressing. And I want to try to hear Espinoza say that. But Espinoza feel the negative connotation that's going on right now. He feel the doubt in the air right now as far as this fight happening or whatnot. He feel people giving up. He feel people starting to, hey, bro, this shit ain't happening. He feel it. You know what I mean? He feel that. Because motherfuckers is getting antsy. You know, people is getting, you know, tired of waiting. You know, tired of believing. You know what I mean? This is the last year. This is the last year that we got. This is the last year that we got to make this shit happen, man. You know what I mean? We possibly got a chance for it to happen at the top of the year, but then look, I'm telling you, when you say shit like it possibly could happen at the beginning of next year, it's people out here who throw up in their fucking mouth. You know why? It's people out here who throw up in their fucking mouth when you say it possibly could happen at the beginning. You know why? Because it's feeling like we always pushing this fight back. We always pushing it back. We always pushing it back. We always pushing it back. That's what it feel like. You know what I mean? But the true thing is, we is running out of time. And my thing is, and my thing is, my thing is, we need more transparency. We need more transparency, especially with this situation. You know what I mean? Especially with this situation, we need more transparency. I think we really been getting. I think we really getting down, like you said, we at the 2 yard line. I think we really getting down to the nitty gritty. That pressure is on. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying his tune changing because he afraid, but Bud tune is changing because he know that the ball is in his park. He know that the pressure is on him. He feel that pressure on him. His fans feel that pressure on him. You know what I mean? To make this fight happen. You know what I mean? Now, I don't think that it's because he's scared. You know what I mean? I think it's because it's they're underlying this shit. But whatever reason it is, if this fight don't happen, majority of people go say it's because Terrence Crawford was afraid. You know what I mean? Because we could go back and we could pull up all the years when people saying Spence was ducking Bud while he was getting the other belts, right? You know what I mean? A lot of people were saying that former champions, current boxers, you know, shit like that, current champions. I mean, oh yeah, he ducked them because he said he wanted to get the best first. He wanted to take the easy route. You know, that bullshit. You know, people were saying that. You know, it's people that say, oh yeah, with this fight, he could have fought him years ago. You know, it's people who really believe that. You know, it's people forget when Bud said, "Now I don't want to fight Earl. I want to fight Manny Pacquiao and Keith." And then Earl started doing what he doing. Then he said, "Okay, well now I want to fight Earl now." Then Earl said, "Now I'm finna do what I do, and you can get, and we'll see you holding the belts up. We'll see you holding the division up after I get the belts." You know what I mean? We got the belts now. I mean, you know what I mean? Earl got the belts now. Earl got the belts now. You know what I mean? And who holding up the division? And then, you know, some people will tell you, well, PBC don't want to pay Bull. You got to pay that man. You had Canelo. You had, like, that shit sound cool. You had Canelo. You got to pay that man. You got to pay that man. PBC got to pay that. You know what I mean? That shit sound cool and all that shit. You know what I mean? But there's just people running their guns. People don't know that. People don't know that PBC not paying him. People don't know that. Since when? Who said that PBC not paying them? Boy? Who said that? That's some shit you heard the fans say. Bud clearly said 60-40 wasn't the issue. Clearly said that it's the fans' fault. Bud basically blamed his fans. Basically, that's what he did. Let me see if I think I still got that in my bookmarks. You know what I mean? He basically said, it's y'all fault, man. Here we go. I got it. Look.
No updates yet, man. We still any update on the fight? Everybody want to see. Ain't no updates yet, man. We still trying to figure things out. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can get this thing done and we get it done soon. Any update on the fight? Everybody want to see. Ain't no updates yet, man. We still trying to figure things out. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can get this thing done.
You know what I mean? That's the last thing he said. That's the last thing he said, man. He said, ain't no update yet, man. Hopefully we can get this thing done. You know what I mean? So that's the last thing we heard Bud say, man, on that shit. Let me see. Where you say that shit? That shit crazy. That shit crazy. But hell yeah, man. It's just like, what's good, Monica? What's good, Crush? Either there was an interview earlier this week, Espinoza saying Charlo and Munguia fell through, but they were at the 1 yard line. Yep. Yep. That was the zone. I mean, that was Golden Boy, though. That was Golden Boy. Golden Boy be doing some fucked up shit. What's good, Yoda? Appreciate you sliding through this joint, Yoda. My girl Monica was good, Monica. Appreciate you sliding through this joint. Glad y'all can make it. We in this joint. I'm talking about what Steven Espinoza, said in his most recent interview about Errol-Bud and Ryan and Tank. I played the audio of what he had to say. Y'all heard the audio? Y'all want to hear the audio again? He said that he's still working on it. He said he's still working on it. But I was, in here, dissecting why nobody can tell us what the fuck this thing that's in the air is. Like, it's like everybody keep. If it was money, at first they were saying money, right? If it was money, I feel like they would have said money, because when it was money, they were saying money. People not even saying money no more. People just leaving us. They just leaving us to, come up with our own shit. Ain't nobody saying, what it is no more, right? But then when you get people on YouTube who say, oh yeah, it's because, Bud could be tied up in that Derrick Killian shit. They look at us like we crazy, right? But the powers that be, right, the whole time leading up to this fight, they've been telling you something. They've been telling you Earl scared, Bud scared, he don't want to fight, he don't want to fight. It's a money issue, 60-40, now I want 50-50, 55-45, all this shit, right? Now it's Earl ain't getting enough, you know what I mean? They've been telling you something. You know what I mean? Steve Espinoza just said earlier this year, he said, my Bud not go get Floyd Mayweather money. Or you know what I mean? He ain't even saying that shit no more. Now he's saying everybody over here on this side is optimistic. What I'm saying is, what's the fucking elephant in the room that nobody don't want to tell us? You know what I mean? Bud said, nah, ain't been no progress. You know what I mean? Nah, ain't been no progress. No updates yet. No updates yet. You know what I mean? What's the problem? You know what I mean? Every time they ask Bill, he say, well, we got to get some things worked out. What are some things? What is some things that you got to get worked out, my friend? You know what I mean? What is some things? We need some clarity. We need some. Earl Spence said, if it don't happen, it ain't my fault. So he took the pressure off him, right? And nobody came out, and refuted him. You know what he said? Ain't nobody said he ducking no more. Bud ain't say he ducking. Bud even said that he not ducking. You know what I mean? He even said that he not ducking. You know what I mean? And in the same interview where he said Earl not ducking, he said 60-40, not a problem. He said 60-40, not a problem in the same interview. So for we don't know the reason, but one thing we do know, right? And I'm doing this whole fucking, this thing to get somewhere. I'm doing this shit right here to tell y'all now that I don't think this shit gonna happen, right? Because I think that legal shit gonna take too long. I think it's gonna take too long, and Earl go eventually just move on. I think Earl go wait it out this year, see if he can make a fight by the end of this year, top of next year, middle of next year. You know what I mean? But Earl Spence ain't getting out of 2022 without having him a fight. You know what I mean? So if this shit go happen, this shit gonna have to happen. You know, within the end of this year. You know what I mean? And like by April, you know what I mean, March, next year. This shit gotta happen soon. Or I don't think this shit gonna happen. And again, I'm gonna keep saying this. The more time they go on, this shit don't happen. The window, it gets slim and slim, but we ain't got forever on this shit. You know what I mean? I'm starting to feel more and more like it ain't gonna happen. And Steven Espinoza alluded to that. He said, I know it's been a lot of negative stuff coming out lately about it, but he said, I'm still optimistic. He's saying that because he knows his fans like me who starting to feel like this shit ain't gonna happen. And I know why. I know, watch this. Well, I'm gonna say this because, right? Because I know y'all don't believe I know, right? Well, I know y'all, some people don't believe that it is, what I think it is, right? I think it's Daddy Killer Hand. So I know why it ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean? Steven has noticed it. I know there's been some negative stuff out, but I'm still optimistic. You know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna happen because you know I'm part of the who believe that it's the Daddy Killer Hand thing. You know what I mean? And I feel like this shit could take forever. You know what I mean? And we only got, I say, realistically, we only got about until April next year. That's the latest that this fight could happen. Is about April next year. You know what I mean? That would be the latest that this shit could happen. You know what I mean? The fans gonna be gutted if it don't happen this year. I'm gonna be gutted if it don't happen this year because it make too much sense not to happen this year. You know what I mean? It make too much sense not to happen this year. I'm gonna be gutted. You know what I mean? But the longer it go, I'm feeling more and more like that this shit probably ain't gonna happen, y'all. If we get out of okay, what is it? Man, it's motherfucking what? August. If we get out of August, y'all, this shit gonna have to happen next year. You know what I mean? If we get out of the next month, this shit gonna have to happen next year. And if we ain't got a fight motherfucking call by the end of this year, if we ain't got a fight happening between Errol-Bud or announced by the end of this year, this shit probably ain't gonna happen. I'm really starting to feel like this shit ain't gonna happen. What's good, Jay Smith? You know what I mean? And my thing is, right, if the fight don't happen, what's gonna be your reason that the fight didn't happen, right? What's gonna be your reason that the fight didn't happen? Because I know what's going on. You know what I mean? And I ain't saying Bud is affiliated with them. What I'm saying is that shit could take fucking years. You know what I mean? That shit could take years. You know what I mean? Bud may fuck around and not fight again. You know what I mean? He might fuck around and not fight again. You know what I mean? But they just the more time go by, I'm starting to feel like it ain't happening. You know what I mean? The more time go by, I'm starting to feel like it ain't happening. He said when they're announcing the second half of 22 fights. Shit, they already starting to do it, T20, slowly but for sure. They already announcing something. They ain't got to like, November and December. They pushed Charlo fight back to January, you know what I mean, to open that December date up for Earl if they need it. You know what I mean? But they ain't they starting doing now, so they ain't got down to November, December yet. You know what I mean? well, we got what, 5 months left, right? August, October, November, December. Yep. So like 5 months, 4 months. You know what I mean? So if the fight gonna happen this year, realistically, we only got a 2 month window left. The fight got to be announced this month or next month. The fight got to be announced in August. If it's now, because the first day was October. You know what I mean? Now that shit ain't looking good. You know what I mean? Because they still ain't came to an agreement yet. You know what I mean? So it got to get pushed back, which is why they opened up. Which is why they pushed back Jamel Charlo fight. You know what I mean? To open up Earl Spence date for this year. I was thinking since no hooker for days under, it might get announced because TC and EJ friends are low, and they might be at the fight. Man, people were saying this go get announced last night on Danny Card. You know what I mean? I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I I sure wouldn't be mad. I sure wouldn't be mad if they announced it then. You know what I mean? But this no, I want to try to hear what Steven Espinoza said, and I'm telling y'all what I think right now. You know what I mean? And I'm one of them people Steven Espinosa was talking about when he said, you know, he, it's people, starting to lose faith. You know what I mean? He said, I know I've been hearing a lot of negative stuff, but I'm still optimistic, baby. He can feel people losing faith in this shit again. You know what I mean? My thing is, if it don't happen, right, what's gonna be your reason? Because everybody gonna have their own reason. My thing is, shit, if it don't happen, what's gonna be your reason? You know what I mean? And then, right, okay, I got another scenario for y'all. At this point, at this point, I think we should start pushing goddamn Earl versus Jamel. I think we should push Earl versus Jamel at this point. Shit, after Tim Zoo, you know what the next, man, Earl versus Jamel going up. You know what I mean? But like this shit ain't looking too good. I know Espinosa. The reason I don't think it's gonna happen, y'all, right? The reason I'm starting thinking it ain't gonna happen, right? The nigga that's making the fight don't know no more. He literally telling you he don't know. How the hell he don't know? It ain't. He don't know because he ain't got no venue or he ain't got no money or he ain't got no date. He don't know because it's some shit that's out of his control. He got his side on lock. He said he optimistic about. He said he's still working on it. He said he's still working on it. Listen to him. He optimistic. That mean he don't fucking know this shit ain't gonna happen.
I think he understood it better.
There you go. Fights you're looking forward to most as we kind of get towards the end of the summer and kind of approach the fall. What's on your agenda?
Well, look, there's the two that everyone asks us about all the time. There's obviously Spence Crawford, which I'm still optimistic about. I know there's been some negative stuff coming out lately, but I'm no one's given up at this point, and I still think I'd say there's a better than 50-50 chance that we get it this year.
He said I'm still optimistic Hold on, he said I'm still optimistic, right?
You know, I believe we did the same thing on the Charlo fight.
Yeah.
You know, originally, for which I'm still optimistic about. I know there's been some negative stuff coming out lately, but I'm no one's given up at this point.
He said I'm still optimistic. No one has given up.
And I still think I'd say there's a better than 50-50.
And he said it's a better than 50% chance. That's a man that don't fucking know. And I know if he don't know right now, bruh, how fucked up? How fucked up do this shit gotta be for the man making the fight, for the man paying for the fight, for the man getting the venue, not to know if he gonna get the fight or not? Y'all gotta read between the lines, my people, man. Y'all gotta read between the lines, my people. My people, we got to read between the lines, bro. And then he went on to say that Tank and Ryan are in the beginning stages of negotiations. Then he said it's still a lot of obstacles to overcome with that one. Sound like I feel like Oscar De La Hoya. Why I feel like Oscar De La Hoya about to ask for 60% of the profit. And he gonna tell Showtime they gotta promote it, pay for all the conferences and shit. And then he gonna say, but y'all gotta put it on motherfucking the zone, and we get half the profit. Oscar De La Hoya good at fucking up big fights. Real quick, how many big fights has Oscar De La Hoya made? Real quick. I got 6 more minutes, but I want my answers. How many big fights has Oscar De La Hoya made? None. That nigga don't make big fights. The biggest fight he made was Alex Rocha versus Blur Cobb. Alex Rocha versus Blur fucking Cobb. How many big fights De La Hoya made? You can't expect. I'm not expecting Tank and Ryan to happen because I don't believe in. And I almost. No, I ain't gonna do Errol-Bud like that, but Errol-Bud getting there. You know what I mean? But Tank and Ryan, I never thought that shit was gonna happen. The one time I thought that shit was gonna happen was when Ryan Garcia went on hot boxing with Mike Tyson. He went on hot boxing with Mike Tyson. And he said he wanted to fight Tank, and then Mike Tyson called him, and then Tank said he'll be the B side. That's the last time I thought that fight was gonna happen. After that fight ain't happened, then I said, man, Ryan ain't gonna fight nobody. And then Ryan pump fake Fortuna, and he went into depression. He pump fake Fortuna, and then he went in. Oh shit! And then he went into goddamn depression. So I ain't believing Ryan Garcia fighting Tank until that shit happened. That's the last thing I believe. That's the last thing I don't believe Ryan Garcia fighting. Right, be real with you. I don't believe in Ryan Garcia as far as that dude he was humping that time he wanted to fight can throw him. And I bet you he can't throw him too far. You know what I mean? I don't believe shit Ryan Garcia say. I wish people stop saying his name. I hate that people even be entertaining a Ryan Garcia fight. Demetrius Bright was good, TWT. Appreciate you sliding through this joint. I hate that people even be entertaining goddamn Ryan Garcia. I wish they just let him go away. But it's like people like saying Ryan Garcia's name. It's like people want to beat him up so bad they can't stop saying his name. You know what I mean? And I hate it. I hate this shit. I want him to go away because he ain't fighting nobody, but people keep bringing him up. Espinoza just brought him up. I'm sick of it. You know what I mean? I'm sick of it. Oh yeah, my bad. Oh yeah, my bad, my bad. What's good, D? Right, appreciate you sliding through. I mean, just done talking about what Espinoza had to say, man. I'm gonna get up out of here in about 3 minutes. I'm closing it out. I was just finishing with Ryan the Tank because I ain't really talk about it much, and I ain't talk about it much on purpose because I don't believe that shit gonna happen, man. I don't believe Ryan getting in that ring. I don't believe Oscar De La Hoya go put Ryan in that ring. I believe they just capping the sale Ryan Garcia. I believe Ryan ain't gonna fight none of the good fighters in no division. I think he just gonna cap and talk about it. You know what I mean? To sell himself, and he gonna continue to fight old, past his prime midgets. You know what I mean? That's what he gonna do. Old past his prime midgets with a name, or young midgets who never had a prime. You know what I mean? He gonna continue to do that, and ain't none of them gonna have no power. You know what I mean? And that's Ryan Garcia. That's all I expect of him. So I don't expect him to fight Tank. I don't expect this fight to get made. If this fight get made and he actually step in the ring, I'll be surprised. I won't even believe this fight happened. If this fight get made, they can have every single press conference. I still ain't gonna believe this fight gonna happen until Ryan Garcia actually get in there and they throw punches. Because Ryan Garcia has done everything but come through, on the shit that he said that he gonna come through on. You know what I mean? So my bad. Ryan Garcia has done everything but come through the shit that he said he gonna come through on, right? So it ain't no reason for me to believe that he gonna start coming through on shit all of a sudden. You know what I mean? But that's all I got, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. I'm about to get the hell up out of here. I'm about to feed my face. Call it a night. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all folks starting through this. Just getting hardway sudden T. This ain't the past. This ain't the future. But this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love.